Peloton closed for the session of the 14th of July 2021 at $113.36, a 5.42% retracement. 110.3 million shares crossed the tape during that session. So that is what we are dealing with. Peloton's Interactive growth in the June quarter has decelerated from a year ago as consumers now have their in-person workout options available again, in addition to growing digital and at-home choices. This was the assessment of Wedbush Securities during that session. That was the session of the 14th of July 2021. So I don't know whether that is the reason why we had that 5.42% retracement. So in a note to clients, Wedbush analysts said they now expect more normalized growth rates for the company instead of the hyper growth exhibited throughout its history that extended through the pandemic. According to the analysts, the exercise equipment company is now embarking on its post-COVID era that will require it to generate its momentum through marketing and compelling new products. So will Peloton do that? That is the million-dollar question. Is it possible that they can actually do that? That's the next level now. They are facing a new frontier right now. Those new products could be a new trend or the long anticipated roar. Wedbush lowered its rating for the stock to neutral from outperform. The analyst said that this rating will allow them to have a better visibility on where the demand growth will be in the post-pandemic environment and on what investors will be willing to pay for this demand growth. What also worries Hardiman, that is the analyst, is that a series of engagement data he tracks across the various social media platforms suggest the buzz surrounding the product will be wearing off. The year-on-year growth in engagement in the June quarter has seen substantial deceleration, which should not be surprising given seasonal and reopening headwinds, but nonetheless would seem to mark a turning point for a company that has continually defied gravity since its IPO and presents evidence that the law of large numbers is finally catching up. The analyst wrote, according to the analyst, while we believe that the street has overreacted to the trade plus security issues impact on the business, leaving the stock in the low $80, the snapback runs the risk of underappreciating the potential impairment to the growth prospects to the new trade. According to the analysts, the majority of analysts are still bullish towards Peloton. Of the 23 in coverage, 19 call it a buy or better, plus the 12-month consensus price target of $132.04 is a near 14.4% premium to current levels. So Wedbush, I think they lowered their price target to $115 from $130. So technically it appears to be in a bearish medium term trend within a longer term uptrend. See in the chart here that the 10-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, that is the 10-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, they are both moving down. They are both sloping downwards or getting bearish. And then the RSI is currently at 55.33, indicating that some bullish signals still remain, but not as strong as such, not close to 70, which would probably signify a sufficiently mean that the stock is strongly bullish. Although the 200-day moving average is rising, the 50-day moving average doesn't look that bullish as such, but still very much bullish. Yes, still very much bullish. Yes. But we have that some of the other oscillators. You can see the unbalanced volume indicator. We can't exactly say it's leveling out. May not be that bullish as such. MACD histogram is below zero and probably retracing. 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is waning as investors lose interest. MACD definitely below the signal line. And yes, momentum for Peloton is strongly bearish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is falling as investors sell shares and drive the price lower. The volume for that session was lighter than usual, trading 10.33 million shares versus an average of 13.752 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation has given way to near term selling pressure by traders. Volatility is not that high either. So, and the short interest is also gradually increasing. It's now, I think, about 8% at the moment. 75% of the entire float is held by institutions. And well, what can we say? The stock is, cooling down. Probably going to retrace a lot further, but it has a lot of support in this current level where it is right now. A lot of them, we can see that there's that one is what, this is 112, this is 109, there's even some okay, there's one here 112. Okay, we have them around that 112. There's another one here $100. We have one here as well at 96.58. so a couple of support levels, a couple of support in this region, in this area it is currently trading at right now. But that's technical and it has nothing to do with it wouldn't mean anything when people begin to take money off the stock, or when short sellers find their way into the stock, because the price, it makes it really juicy for such short sellers to easily grow their desire to sell it short. And technically, I think fundamentally, absolutely, it is right. I think if you really want to get involved with the stock, you are now probably betting that Peloton will come up with a formidable marketing strategy to continue to promote its product. Don't bet against the stock. There's a good chance in the next coming earnings outcomes will not be disappointing. So technically it's looking in the medium term, it's looking like a buy, but the risk is there. If you buy it, you might depreciate. So, but technically, I would say, the analysts have been are now getting pessimistic. They're not that bullish anymore, and I would say, since that is the case, there's a good chance that it will continue to retrace, and it might retrace close to its 50-day moving average. But left to me, if you want to get involved, you could just gradually pick up a small amount of the stock from now, not a lot, small amount, bit by bit, and see how it goes. There's a good chance it will retrace, but technically it is a buy, but it's not a buy that would warrant you to put a lot of money. So I would call it a buy, but a small buy, just a small amount of money, very small position there. I don't think I really believe that they are going to continue to dole out positive numbers, especially as it concerns outcomes, but earnings rather. But before that time, it may continue to be a dull session for Peloton, but technically I call it a buy, but not a huge one. Just the sort you would just pick a small amount, a small position, open up a small position, and probably if you retrace again, you pick a little bit more. But yes, I'm personally betting that they will outperform the expectations, especially now that they're facing reopening headwinds and all the other headwinds that they are facing. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.